Did you know that you can heal yourself with this simple sound that I'm going to teach you today? An amazing secret, incredible results, and almost zero difficulty, almost no effort with incredible results. I will provide an introduction to the topic we're discussing. Please pay close attention. You need to know that in your body you have a nerve, the longest nerve in the nervous system that goes from your brain. It goes through your face, throat, heart, lungs, stomach. In other words, a very long nerve, the longest in the body. It's called the vagus nerve. You should know that, metaphorically speaking, what I'm about to tell you about the vagus nerve also has scientific support. Neuroscience will tell you what I'm about to say in a very simple way with practical and easy exercises. Basically, listen, the vagus nerve, it's like a conductor or like an internal doctor you have inside, like a button you activate, and it can really give you incredible results. For example, in cases of stress problems, also insomnia, what else? Digestive problems, what else? Happiness, joy, emotional stability. This conductor, which is the vagus nerve, is incredible. The potential it has if you know how to activate it properly. And therefore, what can happen if, for example, you really have anxiety problems, or you really have digestive problems, or inflammation problems, or emotional or spiritual problems? What could be happening? Among other things, could it be that your vagus nerve is dormant in some way? I'm going to teach you today how to activate it, how with a sound, listen carefully, listen carefully. You have to understand that science, medicine, and also what I'm going to tell you today are also ancient secrets of the Jewish people. I'll combine scientific, medical, and spiritual topics for your benefit, God willing. Listen. Is that so? How can you activate the vagus nerve? Through a sound, like I told you before. How? Not even by saying words? With an internal vocal sound resonance. In Hebrew, we call it, for example, a Nigun or a melody chant without words. Why? The moment we activate the part of your face, the face, throat, we're going to do this exercise and you'll understand it better. As I explain it, you'll understand it and experience it. God willing, listen. Now we're going to activate the vagus nerve in a very, very simple way. I invite you to sit in a comfortable chair, try to have a good pose, good posture, upright, very good. Now let's look like this. Let's start with a breathing exercise that also stimulates the vagus nerve. We'll incorporate it through humming or melody. First, we're going to do a breathing exercise. We're going to count. You can count to 4 in your mind. Hold it for about 7 seconds if possible. And then exhale in 8 seconds if you can, very slowly. Surely, just with this single breath, I'm sure you already feel better. Different from how you felt when I started the video. The class. You can do this 3 times in the morning and at night. You can do it more, but don't overdo it. A little in the morning, a little at night when you feel anxious or stressed, or when you have the symptoms I mentioned earlier. Now, Nigun, what is a Nigun? First, we need to understand what a Nigun is. It's one of the highest customs of the people of Israel, of Hasidut, of Hasidism, of Kabbalah, the Nigun. For Jewish secrets, they have impressive secrets. Today, I am going to speak to you on a more mystical level, even though I told you this video. This class is based on topics. Scientific in a simple way, in scientific and medical terms. But it also has a spiritual side that goes hand in hand. Incredible. They embrace, listen carefully to the Nigun. You have to see that first. When God created, He breathed into Adam. That is, He breathed into all humanity a breath of life. Nishmat Haim, a breath of life. And you have to see that our sages explain that God is, just as someone metaphorically speaking, for example, a creator, a maker of glass bottles who, with his own breath, shapes the glass, the jug, or the bottle. In this way, metaphorically, God breathed his breath in a spiritual way, obviously into the first man, into Adam, and into Eve, obviously into Adam, the first man, Adam and Eve, and gave them life. Now, this breath of life is also called the speaking spirit. In Aramaic, which was spoken in Babylon, it is said in Aramaic, not in Hebrew. The language that was spoken in Babylon is called Ruach Memalela, explains the great sage Onkelos, who translated the Bible into Aramaic, Ruach Memalela. It is a spirit speaking. Therefore, the human being has a divine quality with a capital D, which is speech, words. Words are, in a way, a quality of God that God gives us as a gift. So, God created in his time, obviously, and he creates the world at every moment with speech, with the 24 letters in Hebrew, 24 creative letters in Hebrew. God is constantly creating the world. Therefore, speech is an impressive divine quality. Now, for Hasidism, the Kabbalah, singing the Nigun, even without words, is an impressive connection that embraces both body and soul. We have to understand, as we said, that speech or everything related to it, that breath of life that God breathed into us. And today, through breathing, through speech, through singing, can we really bring that potential into action? We can also have it and experience it with a Nigun. I'm going to sing you a Nigun. Let's do this exercise together. I invite you, you can sing your own Nigun. For example, something your grandmother or your mother used to sing to you, your father, your grandfather, something you sing, or I invite you to sing the one I'm going to sing. Let's do a chant, an internal sound emission. We're basically going to make our face, our throat, our chest vibrate, and actually I invite you, when you start doing this Nigun, this melody, try to focus on how your face, your throat, your chest vibrate. This activates the nerve. Wow, and if God wills? And if God wills, as we said before, it's like a kind of button you activate and a lot of symptoms you might have. As I said at the beginning, they can be, God willing, solved or significantly improved. Let's get started. Hmm. 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 That we say. I'll translate the Hebrew message for you, as it's quite impressive. Avinu Malkeinu, en la Numelech, en la Ata. Our Father, our King, you are the only King. You, God, the Creator and Almighty, are the only King. This is a Nigun. The words are exceptionally special, profound, and powerful. Also, you can also focus on the words I told you, on a meditative level, obviously, but also on a Nigun level. Of internal melody, vocal resonance, internal sound that makes your face, your throat, your chest vibrate. So Well, to sum up this class a bit, my idea was basically first to reveal to you a secret that unfortunately many people don't know, which is the great secret of this spectacular creation. Mafrila Asut, we Jews say that God, the creator, Mafrila Asut, is a wonderful creator. He creates body and soul, uniting them to form our person. We are a body housing a soul. They are the greatest of opposites. And He unites them and makes a wonderful creation, along with the creation that is our entire world and all the worlds. It's impressive. And the melody of the Nigun, basically, as Rabbi Nachman Zeker Tzadik Bekadosh Yibarach explains, may the merit of the great righteous one protect us. He explains that the Nigun, the melody, for example, like the one I sang to you, but every Jewish melody basically has the potential to unite and connect opposites. And what could be more opposite than a soul and a body like us? So the moment you sing a Nigun and activate the vagus nerve, you're basically activating a gift that God gives you, which is your whole body. In general, but in particular, He gave you that internal doctor, which is the longest nerve you have. That conductor who can really orchestrate and harmonize your digestive power, your inflammation, your stress, in other words, balance your stress, meaning not have stress, and from having inflammation to not having inflammation, from having emotional problems to not having emotional problems. In other words, how? By activating it simply. Today we study this technique. There are more. In fact, I would like you to write to me here in the comments if you want me to talk more about these topics. God willing, with divine grace, with the grace of God the Almighty, may He grant me the merit to continue teaching you these wonders of creation, the wonders of God, of course. Today, science, medicine, and Torah, the Jewish Torah, which is basically the voice of God in this world, come together, thank God, obviously. And people are understanding more and more. They're understanding more now. And this gift I gave you is a gift that few people know about, and it's very easy to make. And God willing, the strength it has is incredible. So, well, it also something I just remembered. I wanted to tell you what I just remembered now as well. In my beloved community, Israel High, we are organizing a Hebrew course. Now, I told you a while ago that God created and creates the world with the 22 letters in Hebrew. So it's a Hebrew course for beginners. If you don't know anything, you can sign up. If you're not a member yet, if you're not part of my beloved Israel High community, I invite you to join if you sign up using the link here in the description. The course is free. For those who are not part of the community, the course has a fee. But if you're not a member and you want to become one, you're more than welcome with lots of love. The Hebrew course is free, and you should know that in our community there are other courses and gatherings that we have. You can also send me questions on WhatsApp, have a connection with me, decide to ask me questions, basically ask me on WhatsApp. It's a beautiful community that many people surely want to be connected with Israel, connected with me. Ask me questions and have a connection with the Torah and with Israel. Our community, Israel High, thank God, and Shabbat Shemot, is a spectacular place to stop feeling alone, to be part of a community, truly, to connect with Israel and with the Torah of Israel. So may everything be filled with many blessings and success and a lot of emotional, spiritual, and physical health to continue following the Creator, the Almighty, with much joy and a good heart. Success and blessings.